So, people, let's start with another change of license. After Redis and even before Elastic and recently Terraform that opened the way for OpenTofu, which I think is amazing. Cockroach Labs, so CockroachDB changes its license to, drumroll please, I will add it later maybe, to a business license. And well, it means that it's no longer open source in a way. Let's like keep it real and try to understand what this license change means. And well, they have a bunch of salesy stuff to say. Provide all customers with enterprise capabilities, allow businesses to scale and use CockroachDB for free. Yes, but not self-hosted, so you still like are offering a service but retaining the data and everything. Not the best choice. If I were like a small business, probably I wouldn't adopt it. Source available, so yeah, you can read the code and even contribute for free but getting nothing back. Encourage a fair exchange of value. Okay, salesy. Anyway, simplifying our license structure. And when you say simplifying your license structure, and in order to explain how you're simplifying it, you have to have a full-fledged table with everything in it, probably not simplifying, just to let you know. CockroachDB Enterprise features, full-featured, self-hosted with all enterprise. Cool. That's like the paid version, and of course you get everything. Cockroach Enterprise free, yeah, same thing. You could have had like equal or something like that. I don't know. Just a UX change here. Who is it for? Larger commercial businesses over 10 million and government use. Yeah, whatever. Individuals and businesses under 10 million in annual revenue. Fair. This is okay. This any like free plan ever. Trials. 30-day self-service trial with community support. Okay, not applicable. Makes sense. Annual term can be renewed subject to meeting. Oh well, the eligibility requirements, yeah, of course. So you have to stay and prove that you have less than 10 million, which is again, I probably think it's weird. I have to provide my statements to you. How do you prove it? Whatever. Um, Support, enterprise or essential support available, and community support, which is not them. So I don't think it's fair to put it as a feature. Telemetry required only during the trial period. Okay. Paid use does not require telemetry. Okay, makes sense. So yeah, as I was thinking, they get your data, at least your usage data, but I mean, I don't know. Um, you are free to use ephemeral clusters or one node clusters apparently for 7 days of less. So if you use it on testing environment, probably nothing changes. Availability November 18th. So we still have some time before it happens. It's gonna be probably in the next releases. Then you have some of the features that you enable. Okay, and again, salesy marketing, staying free for those that need it. Wow, with the word, that's a cool marketing. I will copy it. Contact us. Yeah, of course, making your transition smooth. Another salesy thing. Now, coming to the FAQ section, I will skip most of them. There's only one that I will read, and it's, does this mean CockroachDB is no longer open source? CockroachDB will remain source available under a new license. You didn't answer the question. It's a yes or no question. So you should have said yes or no. Anyway, the answer is no. While the new license is a proprietary enterprise license, not open source, the source code will still be available for viewing and contribution. Okay. Now I'm gonna just say one thing and I'm gonna go deeper in the second section of this video. What if I'm a company that's building a service on top of Cockroach for some reason? Like, I don't know, M0 did with Terraform or Terramate or whatever, making the service better than it is. I don't know what happens in that case, and probably the answer is gonna be unveiled a bit later. Hacker news. So this is the same link that we looked at, and there's this user 6 days ago. Yeah, the news is a bit late, but I'm also lazy, so I didn't want to record the video right away. The user says, I understand the goal and the perceived abuse of the core edition, but the problem with Enterprise Edition is that it's quite expensive. Contact us, salesy. Told ya. Pre-read anyway. And it feels like taking a bite of this edition is possibly getting into bed with a future Oracle landlord type of relationship where you end up squeezed by your database vendor. Yes, I've seen it happening. I've seen it happening with Oracle, with a company I used to work for. The core offering made this palatable. One could fall back to core feature if the relationship degraded, which made it possible to entertain. Okay, so basically they're saying that there is some value in what they are changing now, but yeah, this may backfire. I do understand, and I'm with the user Ayabtme. As it sounds now imprudent to go all in on Cockroach Labs. Yeah, that's for sure. They may be nice folk today, but yeah, in 5 years they could be assholes. I always like the project, so this is a fan. Getting in bed with a single vendor for an incredibly sticky tool comes with a lot of risk. Yeah, right. It took at least 17 years for Amazon to get rid of its last Oracle database. That should be a fun link. I will save it for later. Then we have some tech news coverage, TechCrunch, usually pretty cool news outlet. It's stating that Cockroach Labs shakes up its licensing to force bigger companies to pay. And that is true, but it also destroys the open source environment. The ecosystem that they created, it's gone forever. Now we're going to look at the repo to see if there are contributions from different companies or if it's mainly Cockroach Labs. Maybe it's a non-problem then. So yeah, this is a bunch of news. At the same time, startups below the revenue will be able to use the exact same enterprise at no cost in the hope that they make they reach a size that eventually will require them to pay. This is actually not a bad thing. Like I say every time, open source is a, well, development model. It's not a business model. So if your business is based on your open source, you have a problem, like Cockroach had probably. And like this version with the enterprise capabilities offered for free to like startups, small businesses, I think it's nice. And it could really help some of them to reach a size where they have to pay. But why changing the open source license of the product then? Just have this enterprise free license and you're gonna still drive some adoption. You don't need to destroy your open source. But hey, maybe it's just me. The Cockroach Labs co-founder and CEO, Spencer Kimball, says the threshold will be self-attesting, meaning nobody will be asked to prove revenues. Okay, this answered one of my questions. Good call, perfect. So yeah, I mean, I can probably say that even if I have 10.1 million of revenues, I can say 9 and everyone would be happy. Of course, it's an honor system, so yeah. We are provided a very good core product. We have, sorry. That now crush the threshold in terms of reliability and capabilities. In order to build our business, we need companies to pay us. Yay! Rather than being free riders. Yeah, that's true for big companies. So I understand the revenue threshold. Actually, I could have put it lower, probably like 5 million or even 1 million, honestly. It would all make sense. But my problem is with the open source version. Like if I'm self-hosting it and I'm not getting all your enterprise feature, your user management, your dashboards, your support, your role-based access control, whatever, why should I be worried? Like, why should I go to your enterprise free license and give you my data or give you my telemetry data? I don't want to. I just want to self-host Cockroach and be done with it. Anyway, the announcement comes. Okay, yeah, this quotes HashiCorp and blah blah blah. I think we can skip this part. It's probably, yeah. And by the way, they changed the license on the open source project already in 2019, which I was still aware of. They went from Apache to to a mix of the BSL license and some else. Because as you can see from the repository, source code in this repository it's variously licensed again under the business source license, the CockroachDB community license. Okay, so if any open source project has a license with their name on it, it's bad. Like it's totally not open source for real. The MIT license, I wonder which parts are under MIT. Who knows? And yeah, another license is specified in the source code, so it's gonna be a mess to look into this. I'm not gonna go deeper than that, but just know that, hey, we have another license change. The open source landscape is transforming. Fortunately, we have foundations like the Linux Foundation that is taking over and is creating some projects. We have Bulky substituting Redis. We have OpenTofu substituting Terraform, but actually not even just substituting, but being a separated product and adding um, way cooler features. And yeah, so we can still save open source in a way. See you in the next video.